CKG Grow Together Taro Pumps Authorized Dealers with 2 years worry-free warranty. உங்களோட தோட்டத்துக்கு, உங்களோட வீட்டுக்கு, உங்களோட தொழிற்சாலைகளுக்கு தண்ணீரை பம்ப் செய்வதற்காக நீங்க CKG அணுகலாம். Think water, think Taro. My name is Anish Rajkumar from CKG Farms. Today we're going to see an exclusive content about traveling. So for many people, traveling would be a small experience in life, like when there's an event or in a specific time they would travel. But there are very few people who make life itself a traveling. So life itself as a vacation. So we're going to meet such people. Already in CKG Farms, we have hosted a lot of people with this app called Couchsurfing. There were travelers from different countries like Sudan. We had a traveler from Maharashtra who was traveling around India, hitchhiking and traveling around India, and it's already there in ATHTHI. You can watch the episode in ATHTHI about Rogan Agarwal who has traveled around India. So like that, there were a lot of travelers who came to our farm. So today we have a special guest in our farm, a woman traveler who's traveling around South India currently. She's from Hyderabad. Her name is Spandana. So today we're going to see and know more about her travel stories.
Hi, I'm Spandana. I am here volunteering at CKG Farms. Today Anish has got me to this Ottuparai, a single stone hill for a nice sunrise. And we are here recording my travel stories.
Hello Spandana, welcome to Coimbatore. So Couchsurfing has been very active in Coimbatore for the past 1 year. And we had a lot of travelers, and I have met a lot of unique people with this platform of Couchsurfing. So even in our farm, we conducted an event called Manvasam, where there were more than 25 travelers from different parts of India. So it was really exciting to meet a lot of people. And each person's story is unique, and the journey of life is very different. So we are very excited to know about your journey, and you have come to volunteer in CKG Farms, and you have a lot of interest in agriculture and to know more about permaculture. So let's get back to the starting. So when was the first time you decided to travel? And like a lot of people are confined to a comfortable life, like they don't want to travel, they are in a comfort zone.
Yes.
So you have decided to come out of that comfort zone and choose a different path. So how did this start?
I think I would say travel is my comfort zone.
Okay.
Okay.
That's interesting.
I didn't choose to travel, it just kind of happened to me. So my friend was planning a cycle travel through connecting startups, and that's where I met him and connected, and we went to volunteer. And from there, it just happened to me. I didn't plan a single thing. Somebody, next trip, just in next week, we went to, some other friend took me to Hampi, and then I ended up doing volunteering with certain NGOs, and then I ended up knowing about permaculture through the volunteering, and I ended up going to Pune to learn learn permaculture, and from there it's been a journey. I didn't plan anything as such. Every time something happened and I felt like going somewhere, and I just took the step that I felt like doing. That's all it's been. It's been a very, very spontaneous journey, and somehow I think I have always been a traveler at heart, and it has come true now on its own.
So traveling is really fun, but traveling for a really long time, like staying away from home, and financially also we cannot be viable, right? We can't travel for a really long time.
Yes.
Because we cannot sustain financially, and traveling for a really long time makes us feel a little uncomfortable. That's how we'll feel like going back home. So how do you manage all that?
Okay, so one thing that helps on the go is volunteering. The other thing is couchsurfing. So it's, again, life has been very spontaneous, very dramatic. So when I went to Pune to do permaculture, and after that I stayed on the farm for a few days, and when I come back home, I just felt like I want to get my whole life into a box, into my one bag, and then just keep traveling, because there is so much in the world to give. And then that's how it started. It was not that easy, but it isn't that hard. I have hitchhiked, I have used local transport, I have made friends on the go who have kind of taken me to places. And the most important thing that I have learned is through couchsurfing, when I hosted lots of people, and through their travels is where I find my inspiration to travel. And lots of them, foreigners or locals, they travel without money just to prove to themselves that money is not important. But yes, money as a means makes lots of sense, but it's not the only thing. That what has helped me all through this is me being jack of all trades, and also me believing in myself that I can do anything. I'm not stuck with one profession or one idea of life. I keep exploring, and I think travel helps in that way, because you meet so many different people with so many different cultures, attitudes, perceptions in life. So volunteering has helped me a lot, some through couchsurfing and some otherwise. And I end up doing so many things on the go that I end up also learning so much things in life. I have been a social media, social media manager for an NGO for some time. I have been a community manager for a community space. I have edited books. I'm basically an interior designer, so I'm good with managing and designing spaces. I also have used waste and created spaces, furniture, little things, DIY things that you find online. And my whole perception has been towards environment. After permaculture, it all shifted towards environment and naturalistic living, and my journey has got me here, where I am more exploring the natural ways of living while traveling. And Tamil Nadu right now has so much to offer. Most of the people are kind of exploring or have already been living into those modules of life for some time now. And again, Tamil Nadu has happened on its own, didn't plan it. I just came with an NGO here, but things changed and I started traveling again. So again, it's a spontaneous journey. Wherever I find, I do keep editing books, I do create spaces, but it's mostly my concentration is on learning about plants, nature, and working with permaculture farms.
So, in this journey, like, what is the one thing that you have learned And what is another thing that like people who you have met, no, they would have taken and learned from you?
Oh wow. Okay. My journey has been very deeply spiritually rooted in the past. Now it's kind of, again, it's a journey. So my take from the life of travel itself is that as much as you plan, how much ever you sit and make plans and decide on things, they are going to change. And the plan is just a guide, but it's not necessary that's how it's going to be. So it's very important that you are just ready for the surprises that life will throw at you and just face them as they come. The one thing on this spontaneous journey in these travels that I have learned is accept everything and every person as it comes. It's a whole package. You might not like something, you might get irritated with something, some things make you angry, but it's all part and parcel of life. So everything, every person, every culture has its own things. And the most important lesson that I learned on this journey is take as it comes, accept everything and let it be, and just be. There are so many things, like every moment is a guru, every person who comes into your life is a teacher, and every person has taught me something or the other. But I think the main important lesson that we can take from life is that life goes on. Moment to moment, everything keeps changing, and no matter how much you wish, no matter how much you want to be or do something or stay at some place, things keep changing, and that's my take from life. And what anybody has learned from me, I don't know. Each person, based on their personalities, I think they take what they needed in that moment. That's how my understanding has been, that every time somebody needed something, I kind of gave them the answer they wanted, they had questions about in their life. That's how I would look at it. It would be more specific to ask other people, I guess.
Each day is a story in the journey of traveling. So do share a story that there might be a specific day that has become a story to remember, a day that you can remember as a story. You would have met some people which are so memorable, you would have had some memorable moments. Do share a story or a memorable moment that you've experienced.
This question has got an image in my mind of an old man I met during one of the volunteering experiences. This guy traveled through the deepest villages or deepest tribes that are there in deepest forests without money for 7 years. He didn't even buy a ticket through the train journeys because he didn't have the money, first of all. And all through the journey, he kind of explored the nature of human being as well as the nature itself. And now he kind of works in different farms with different tribal people. But the thing that got really stuck with me is he doesn't use a phone. But he is always, I don't know how he knows that he has to call a certain person or he has to be at certain place at certain moment. He just knows, and he's always at the right place at the right time. Even for a call, like somebody thinks of him, he would just randomly call them in that moment. And that kind of, I don't know, it is kind of stuck in my mind, that specific person and his face. And it's very inspiring, it's very deeply satisfying to know that somebody is so connected to nature, so connected to everything in the world, that he just knows that when somebody wants him, or he just knows that he has to be at certain place in that moment to go through his journey. And The second person that I would talk about is Igor. He came to me through couchsurfing. He stayed with me for 1 month. But this guy is a Russian who is kind of temporarily placed in Goa. He came here, he worked in Goa, got the money, got an Enfield bike, and he prepared the whole bike for the journey. And nobody knows India like him. He knows very small villages. He has been through small villages across India on his Enfield. He works like 3-4 months in Goa during the season, and then he just keeps traveling randomly. And that's the beauty of it. He speaks such good Hindi, and then he just, that's it, like he knows the deepest corners of India the way no traveler would ever know.
Do you have a goal? So where are you heading? Where's your destination?
Oh wow. I think the journey will take me to the destination. I have no idea. Somehow it just, for me, has been a decision in the moment that have taken me to the best of the places and made me meet best of the people. And I think probably I'll end up writing stories about these people. That is where I feel right now, that is where my calling is, to write about these stories.
So have you started writing?
I have been practicing.
I hope your story would be an inspiring story for the women travelers. The yatra of your life would be inspiring for a lot of people who are viewing this video. And what would you say to women travelers? Like, a lot of people would like to travel and still they're in their comfort zone. What would you like to say to them?
Oh, that's a very challenging question, because first thing when you travel is one thing that is very limiting you is the idea that you are a woman. If you think you are a traveler and you're just another human being and you're here to give whatever you have to another human being, it kind of helps a lot on the journey. The thing with traveling is that forget that you are a woman. Forget, it's a very limiting idea to think I am this person or I am this woman and I don't know how I'll travel and all that. Most of them are fears and demons in our head. There is nothing out there that is coming to get you.
So how's your experience in CKG farms?
Okay. I was in Chennai when some friend referred me to Anish and through couchsurfing, and I am here. I just wanted to volunteer with some natural farms. The main challenge in Tamil Nadu has been that I don't know the language, and somehow connecting to Anish and at least having the comfort of English. There is so much to learn on this farm. Though there is a big part of it is just coconut farm, but there is again a food forest that they are working on, and there is more a big land that is going to be changed into food forest, and I'm hoping it will be a much more intrinsic learning experience in permaculture as well as into naturalistic living. Apart from the farm, the most inspiring thing in CKG farms is Anish's mother, Renuka Devi, and she is very inspiring. She lost her husband very early in her life, and she has managed to bring up her son Anish, and then the daughter has cerebral palsy and she has been taking care of her all through, and she manages business, she manages the farm, she also manages women group, and then she also manages the whole house. There are grandparents who are old, a daughter who has cerebral palsy, son who is right now getting into business and he's still learning the tactics of business. And she is one strong, inspiring woman who is still managing all these things and is always active. Even today, she woke up for us at 5 o'clock and still she doesn't feel tired. She doesn't look tired at all. She's so fresh. And it's really inspiring, the energy she has and the way she manages everything with a smiling face and so much patience. I never saw her shout at anybody. I never saw her getting irritated. and she so sweetly, happily manages everything. This is very awesome, and it's very inspiring to learn the patience and how one can be still happy and still be in all these situations.
So we're very happy to have you in our farm. So we also are learning a lot with this journey, and thank you very much. And special thanks to ATHTHI for this.
Thank you to ATHTHI and Anish to have this journey on camera with Lahari, and it's a pleasure sharing my stories. Thanks.